Hello, today we are going to talk about naturalism and realism from 1865 to 1914. First, our essential question for our C notes. How is naturalism, realism different from romanticism and transcendentalism? We will find that out throughout this PowerPoint. So what is realism? It is a literary movement that developed towards the end of the Civil War and stressed the actual reality as opposed to the imagined or fanciful romanticism. Writing of this period steered away from the romantic, highly imaginative fiction from the early 1800s. The four main movements are known as realism, naturalism, literature of the discontent, and regionalism. Causes of realism in literature. Well, one, the Civil War. It was a big deal. It divided a nation. It interrupts transcendentalism. And Walt Whitman, who kind of touched into romanticism, into transcendentalism, he actually goes into realism. His transition writer, like transcendental poet, early realist. He wrote Leaves of Grass and Oh Captain, My Captain. Historical context. Population of the United States is growing rapidly from 1865 to 1915. Science, industry, and transportation are now expanding. Literature also was growing, but most new writers were not romantic or transcendentalist. They are realist. The frontier did not exist as before. Its legacy changed and impacted realist in its new form. The aftermath of the Civil War meant that Americans were less certain and optimistic about their future. And the idealism of the Romantics and philosophy of transcendentalists seemed out of date and irrelevant to many of the readers. Realism characteristics. So they were objective writing about ordinary characters in ordinary situations. The readers at the time wanted real life. Character is more important than action and plot complex. Ethical choices are often the subject. Characters appeal in their real complexity of temperament and motive. They are in reasonable relation to nature, to each other, to their social class, to their past. Class is important. The novel has traditionally served the interests and aspirations of an insurgent middle class. Diction is natural vernacular, not heightened or poetic. Tone may be comic, satiric, or matter of fact. Now here at this time we do see a lot more natural vernacular. When we're reading Huck Finn, if we were to read it, we would see that. Becomes a lot more popular. The realists rejected symbolism and romanticizing of the subjects. Realism in American literature. Why did it come about? Well, it's a reaction against romanticism, the rejected heroic, adventurous, or unfamiliar subjects. The harsh reality of frontier life and the Civil War shattered the nation's idealism. Naturalism. It was a literary movement that was an extension of realism. Depicted real people in real situations, like realism, but believed that forces larger than the individual nature, fate, hereditary, shaped individual destiny. So the characteristics of naturalism. The characters, usually ill-educated or lower class, lives were governed by the forces of hereditary, instinct, passion, or the environment, and the criminal, the fallen, and the down and out. The themes were survival, man against nature, man against himself, determinism, nature is an indifferent force on the lives of human beings, and violence. Literature of discontent. So along the lines of naturalism, the social problems of this period were seen as a force to deal with. Many groups, from women to freed slaves, started expressing their discontent with the way things were. They started addressing these issues in their writing. Then we have regionalism. Regionalism is all about local flavor or local color. Local color means a reliance on minor details and dialects. They usually wrote about the South or the West. More often than not, these stories were full of humor and small-town characters. So here are a few authors of the day. Stephen Crane, whom we are going to read. He wrote Red Badge of Courage, which was about a 17-year-old going off to Civil War and then ultimately leaving. Ambrose Bierce, which we are going to read one of his works, Owl Creek Bridge, Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge, and Kate Chopin, which we are going to read a couple of things by her. I know we're going to read Destiny's Baby, Desiree's Baby, sorry, Desiree's Baby. If we have time for a story of an hour, we will. And then, unfortunately, we are not going to read Mark Twain. He is my personal favorite, but I did want to hit the others, and we're not going to have time for him. And that is all you have. So this was nice and short, and have a good day.